February 16th, 2011. I've started getting to know Ivor Bergen, and I can say that our interests coincide almost completely. He visited me after our first meeting, and we took the opportunity to talk at length. He managed to enchant me with his vast knowledge of mystic subjects. We talked the night away, discussing topics of mutual interest, and he told me about the things he experienced in some Eastern European countries and in India, and about his connections with some really esoteric and secret people and societies. He told me that he had read other books and tomes which were prohibited, or attempts had been made to try to destroy them a long time ago. I cannot describe the pleasure I had when he expressed his unbelievable theories that the background of most of the things which are assumed to be superstitions, with proofs cited from things he had read in some of the ancient sources. This guy sounds like the one that inspired him to travel to Africa or whatever. For a long time I lived alone amongst ordinary people and cannot describe the empty feelings that I always felt within me. From now on, I think that I will not have such a problem anymore. In life, it is really hard to find someone who you can speak with, even within your own family. I told Ivor this from the bottom of my heart and encouraged him to visit me whenever he likes. Yay, we're friends. Ooh, this is shortly before his death, right? March 3rd, 2011. Oh no, his death is in it's shortly before his birthday. His death is in, what was it, October, I think. Before tending to the outdoor areas, I decided to restore the interior of the house. To do this, I was assisted by the original blueprints. While I was checking the antique furniture last night in order to decide what to throw away, I found one carved wooden statue and a strange well-like dig, whose opening was carefully covered with a single piece of rusty metal plate and some wooden blocks. Interesting. Okay, so you found a figurine, and that newspaper said that there was a ton of figurines in that room that the mining corporation found. Big Mole or whatever. I had not checked this room before since its key, which was given to me with the others, was not given to me with the others. I might have noticed this beforehand, but I didn't have much time to get the keys, being busy with the company agreements, and the man from whom I bought this house was abroad traveling. Incidentally, there is another point that I can't continue without mentioning. That room, which oddly enough contains a well, has no electric wiring. It is really strange that in contrast all of the other rooms have electricity. So I had to light up the room with some lanterns which I found amongst the old furniture of the house. I felt a slight cold draught coming from within the carefully covered well, and occasionally I heard some rattling sounds. Ooh. But because I didn't have a strong enough flashlight, I couldn't examine the situation below. I even threw a few small wooden blocks down, and I only heard sounds which made me think that the ground at the bottom is covered with mud. As soon as possible, I'm going to buy a stronger flashlight and try to examine down below. There isn't even the slightest clue regarding the reasons for digging such a well. Maybe it is the entrance to an underground room which was dug for the purpose of taking shelter during an extraordinary situation, such as a war. I wanted to take a look down there, but the ladder at this side seemed too rusty and flimsy. I decided that trying it would be too dangerous, so I tried to find another way, but I couldn't find anything useful at the time. Man, this guy, he's not very good at writing. The carved wooden statue is a complete enigma. I have no idea what it depicts. Whenever I hold it, due to reasons that I can't comprehend, I feel that it is very ancient. It was carved smoothly from a species of tree that I don't recognize, and it contains a secret compartment. Ooh, interesting. I think that I unintentionally did something because it opened by itself, or maybe it was already open, I am not sure. There is nothing in the secret compartment. It was completely empty. Oddly enough, I felt that it had once stored something very precious. In addition, a beautiful yet subtle smell is dispersing from within the secret compartment. Ew? What? Why? I cannot tell what it is, but maybe it's some type of incense. Wow, this guy just keeps going and going. Oh good, he's almost done. March 24th, 2011. I think I've really started to get used to the house. During the first weeks, although, sorry, the cat is currently sitting where I usually use my mouse, so I have to move other things on my desk so I can use the mouse elsewhere. Okay, so where was I? During the first weeks, although I even hid this from myself, I felt like I wasn't going to get used to being here. I was jumping at every creak and cautiously listening to every sound. I kept waking up because of some excessively dense, strange smells. What is with this place and smelling, whose source I couldn't identify, and then I wasn't able to get back to sleep again. Yes, this may sound childish, but this house has a genius loci that is really effective. As if all the creaks which are heard within and all of the musty smells are alien. Maybe some of the stories that I have heard from some of the local people have influenced my thinking. The importance of these stories, most of them being related to the old owners of houses, seem too much for the local people. When they talk about the matters, a tone dominates their voices that is a mixture of awe and reverence, as though they are afraid of being heard. They start to whisper. According to the stories, this quarter of the first is one of the first settlements of the Wellsmith, and for this reason the houses which are standing now are reconstructed or at least vastly restored versions of the old original ones. There was a special purpose for trying to keep some of the houses intact, and they are too tight-lipped about this purpose. I want to research this document. They mention some connections and deep wells like the ones I found in my house, but they refrain from describing the purpose of these. If I investigate further, I hope to learn about these connections or deep wells. Alright, we're into April 21st, 2011. I've completed all the preparations for the restoration and hired a competent and experienced team. They will start working next week to change all the inner wooden planking and wallpaper. I hope that with these changes I can stop all these musty and other unknown smells. Man, it's weird. It's like in Scratches it was the scratching noise, and I guess in this game it's these weird smells. I can't say that Ivor likes this restoration process. He asserted that such changes are going to destroy the original genius loci, and he argued with me on this for a long time. For some reason that I cannot understand, I can't stop thinking that he was more angry than he let on. Ooh, maybe he's behind these, like, ancient people or whatever. Yes, I know that he is really sensitive about such topics, but I can't change his opinions. I told him that this is going to be a restoration that is based on the original design. I am not going to change my mind about this. As soon as possible, I want to have the restoration process completed. Interesting. Okay, so let's go to this house now. So I guess we have the key. We have Clarkfield's residence. Okay, let's go there. Don't drive too fast. I hope that's a one-way street. This place welcomes one like a threatening sulk, or with a threatening sulk. You reach it by climbing through serpentine, shady, tunnel-like streets where the houses bulge and lean against one another, and the hostile natives peer out from windows and doors furtively. That sounds kind of creepy. I don't like this place already. Oh man. Interior looks much different from the exterior than the exterior would suggest. Looks so mysterious. I think I can find something here. Well, I hope so. Otherwise, this would be a complete waste of time. Let's look around this room first before going into any of the other rooms. Oh, right. I don't actually know if it's possible to, like, die in this game or something, so I'm gonna save, just in case. 1. Can I actually... I can type things. Woohoo, I can type. Oh, I can tip. Okay. Alright, back. Continue. What's this? Why can't I pick that up? Can I look in any of the drawers? No. Oh, that mirror is spooky. I hope it never happens that something is, like, standing behind me and I see it in the mirror. I feel like that's something this game might do, and that scares me. Alright, let's go through this door then. Can I? Wait, can we look in this pot? No? I guess not. Alright, I'm actually kind of spooked now. I don't really want to go in this house. It is much colder here than in the other parts of the house. Also, there are a lot of moths in this house. Interesting. Strange. Yeah, well, that's another word for what I said. Why are are there moths? Oh gosh, I don't like this. Where are we going? Ugh. Oh, this is creepy. It reminds me of the cellar from Scratches. There's wet soil on this shovel. Shovel with wet mud on it. Wait, do you have a thought about that? There is wet soil on this shovel. It looks like it was used very recently. Wait, what are the other things you have? Warning about police. Okay. That was one of his thoughts. We have the calendar from his own house. Escape of Lothnolder. We know about that, and then there's no messages on his phone. Okay. And we only have one conversation so far. Oh, right, okay. See, last time I clicked on the pickaxe and it thought it was a shovel. I didn't actually realize that there was a shovel there at first. What's in here? It smells weird here. Could be some kind of incense. Oh man, this is kind of freaking me out. What's with this incense? Strong scent. Mr. Field's cellar smells strange. Why is it always the cellar? Why? It's either the cellar or the attic or both. What's this? A stained piece of fabric. There is some kind of slimy substance on it. Ew? Well, what is it? Aren't you like a detective? Shouldn't you take like a swab of it and send it to the office for investigation or something like that? Can I look at what's on the desk? We've got a book. Messy. Like your desk was any cleaner. What's this? What is that? What is that? Why can't I examine it? You're just gonna comment on how messy his desk is? Great, his desk is messy. You don't see anything else that is useful here? You're just gonna comment about the mess. Oh my god. What's wrong with you? No, look at this! Look at this! Do you not see this? It's scary. I don't like it. It was an electrical panel. Okay. I assume we don't need to use that at this point. Oh, can we look at these things? A number of pots. They contain some substance that smells like rue and armel. Armel smell. Armel is a plant that has an ethanogenic properties. It is used in some regions of the world as an air and mine purifier. Okay. Are we purifying the incense from our minds? Is that what we're doing? Okay, it's locked. I guess we have to find a key for that then. Although I can't say I really want to go in there. Okay, let's go back out. Hopefully without incident, because I'm getting kind of spooked. Let's see. What's, yeah, go this way. What's with all these moths? What's in here? Is there anything that I can look at around here? I guess not. Well, let's go into one of these rooms then. Oh, there's a screwdriver. Can I pick it up? I guess not. Is there anything in here that I can interact with? We can continue forward. But there's a note on the floor and a screwdriver. And this sheet looks weird. There's like red stuff on it. Shouldn't you be finding this suspicious, Mr. Detective, sir? You really don't want to interact with that? Okay, fine. Be that way. Well, I don't want to interact with you. Oh man, it's a fireplace. Okay, there's got some candy cane striped curtains. Is there anything I can do with the fireplace? I guess not. What's this? There's a note written on the back of this photo that reads, Jonathan and Clark Field. Mr. Field he said that he and his brother did not get along. This is the only family picture here. Interesting. Yeah, I know. He and his brother didn't get along, but he has a picture of his brother in his house. What's this? I can't interact with it, but I can look at it. That means it must be important. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. I can also look at this one. Okay, it's actually a nice painting. I like it. What's this one? Interesting. That one looks religious. Oh, can I pick up these? Look at these. These are Mr. Field's notes. Oh god, do I have to read more? So my notes were not complete yet. We're not the complete set. No, it did say 1 out of 4. 2 out of 4. Click to read. Oh boy, here we go. How long is this one? May 17th, 2011. For the past 2 weeks, I was out of town because of my job, and when I returned feeling tired, I learned that the restoration had not been completed due to the sounds that had some of the workers suggested come from the cellar. No! Not the cellar again! Oh no! This incident made me really angry, and I immediately obtained a stronger flashlight in order to find out what those superstitious vagrants may have been afraid of. My purpose was, by using the old rusty ladder, to go down and just take a look down there. But it didn't matter how many steps down I took, the ground continued to be concealed in the claustrophobic pitch darkness of the well. A short time later, I noticed the opening of the horizontal tunnel. I entered the tunnel to check it. I don't know how long I stayed in there, wondering why and when this worm-like burrow was dug, but when I decided to proceed, I felt that my legs were aching. After moving forward a short distance, I reached a wide chamber which was full of blood-curdling strange statues. Oh no! On its walls you could see signs of some erased and now, to a great extent, unreadable writings or wall paintings. The air was dominated by some kind of thick decaying smell, which caused me to cough frequently. From the opening of the tunnel on the right and left walls of the chamber, there were some kind of statues which looked almost alive. Ooh, that's creepy! So much so that, just for a second, I thought that they would rise and start to walk, which I thought depicted saurian-headed creatures with the bodies of men. Interesting. There was another figure which seemed to depict a ruler, similar to the hybrid statues on the walls, who was sitting on his throne and watching one of the creatures being sacrificed. This scene was depicted with such realism that no one could look at it without feeling a sense of terror. Great. Do I have to go down there and look at that thing now? I don't want to. When I got close to the figure sitting on its throne, I noticed that some kind of smoke was leaking in from the gaps that were behind the concrete throne. In fact, this was not easily discerned, because if not for the wind which was blowing the smoke inside, I wouldn't have noticed it at all. I heard some sounds coming from behind these gaps which allowed the wind and smoke to enter. The presence of these gaps made me believe that there may be other chambers below that one. If so, this could be an important archaeological discovery. I jumped with fright on hearing some noises that were certainly coming from beyond the tunnel in the depths of the pitch-black well. Ooh, creepy. I immediately entered the tunnel, intent on locating the source of the noises. Wouldn't you run the other way? I would. In spite of my strong flashlight, visibility was limited. Through weary eyes, it may have been a momentary illusion or the enormously magnified shadow of a rat being illuminated by my flashlight beam, but I saw, or I think I saw, something moving down there. I jumped with fright because of this, but only later would I realize the thing that shocked me caused me to wake up from nightmares and listen, shivering to the sounds that came from beyond the darkness that, like a thick blanket, covered the places where merciful moonlight cannot reach. While I attempted to see something with my flashlight within the gluttonous darkness, I heard a feeble voice that came from some faraway place calling out something like "Come." The voice was very similar to that of Ivor's Familiar low-pitched voice. I'm telling you, he's involved with this somehow. I don't like this Ivor guy. I don't like him one bit. Though the effect of that, through the effect of that shock, I threw my flashlight into the dense and dreary darkness. That was stupid. And with both hands free, I dashed to the cold, damp, and rusty metal ladder, which at the time seemed to me as though it was eons old. While I was climbing up, and without daring to look down, I caused a piece of the ladder to be broken off, and it fell into the pitch darkness. Maybe because of the comforting feeling provided by this incident, I managed to reach the top and get out of that well. The next morning, when I woke up to my bedroom bathed in sunlight, I thought that all these events were just delusions, merely caused by excessive weariness and insomnia. I reached another conclusion. Maybe Ivor was right about the restoration. This sort of place has very important features invisible to the naked eye. Hence I decided to leave the house as it is for now. I am not going to make any further efforts to restore the house. I don't like Ivor. I don't like him one bit. Oh, there's a blank page. Why is there a blank page? Does that mean something? Is it written in invisible ink? Is Clarkfield that awesome? Probably not.